So back Hunter to where?
So Hunter is Hunter Badass Talk, another Badass Talk, and we're glad to have Brother Mark with us, and he is talking to us last about literally being up a tree, not figuratively, but literally, and so let's pick up there, man, with telling your story and in terms of what brought you to the room. So, but you said you would come down, you turned yourself in, you realized you needed help. So the floor is yours. Go from there.
Well, thank you once again, Mr. Hunter, for having me. It's a pleasure, honor to be here. So, yep, that's pick up where we left off. Yeah. Here I am hiding in a tree. Mm-hmm. There are 5 sheriffs who have my vehicle surrounded with guns drawn. Unbeknownst to me, of course, hiding up in this tree, which I split my lip when this took place. I'm hiding up here in the middle of nowhere. It's completely dark. I can just see my vehicle in the distance with these 5 sheriffs that have it surrounded with their guns drawn. Once again, an epiphany, if you will, took place to where I found myself asking myself what it was I was doing, where it was I was headed, where it was I had been. All of those moments before that led me up to this one moment. As I crawled down from this tree, I began to make my way closer to my vehicle. I didn't know if I was going to turn myself in or not. I did not know what I was going to do. I didn't know what it was I was hoping or planning to do. I just knew that where my vehicle was and these law enforcement officers that had my car surrounded could possibly help me make sense of what I wasn't able to make sense of. Mm-hmm. Up until that point, Hunter, I had put myself in each and any situation. Dangerous is the best word I can usually describe. Just dangerous and reckless. Reckless abandonment. Dangerous, the word dangerous gets. And up until that point, I remember looking at things and saying to myself, I can no longer do this. I can no longer take myself hostage. I can no longer take those around me hostage. I can no longer allow my self-will to run riot. Because that's what was happening. So as I got down from that tree and I found myself just just befuddled is a good word. Befuddled is a great word. I could not tell you what was going on because I didn't have a clue what was going on. As I walked closer to my vehicle, these officers then drew their guns on me. Now, at that point, they asked me to get down. They don't ask me, they demanded, get down, get down. I get down on the floor. I'm crawling on my hands and knees. I'm still unsure of what the hell I'm doing. I'm still unsure how this is supposed to somehow work out. Eventually, I get to my vehicle, towards my vehicle. When they pick me up, they cuff me. They tell me to get to the cop car. They put me in the back. They ask me some questions. Before you know it, I find myself in a hospital. I find myself handcuffed to a gurney. Handcuffed to a gurney as they are stitching out my lip, as the doctors and nurses are coming in, stitching out my lip. I split my lip so bad on one of the barbed wire fences, and I was running up there, that I find myself handcuffed to a gurney. Blown away, absolutely blown. How did it get to this point? How is it that I'm sitting in a hospital with cops outside of my door? Keep in mind, I was not only cuffed to a gurney, but here there are officers. Literally, I like a mafia movie. There's officers standing outside the door, and the witness protection program, the person's in the room. That was me. There are 2 sheriffs outside, 2 sheriffs inside. Obviously, I was a high risk because of what took place, so they weren't taking any chances of possibly me getting away. Doctors and nurses are injecting me with painkillers to try to stitch up my lip. I'm fighting it every chance I get. I'm drunk as all hell. I'm high on cocaine. Eventually, they take me to jail. They book me in. Now, I stay in jail for another few weeks. So I see the judge. And when I see the judge, basically I ask the judge for help. Basically, I kind of come from the judge, and once again, there's like a reckoning point. Like a reckoning point, it all kind of comes to, by which I say to the judge, I need help. Those 3 words that we as alcoholics and addicts find so hard to say. Holy moly, we will die, Hunter. From my experience around alcohol snacks, we would rather die than to say those 3 words. I need help. Holy moly. And I've watched it. I've seen it. We've all seen it. Each and every single one of us has seen somebody who has died a premature death as a result of not being able to drop that pride and that ego and say, I need help. Saying those words changed my life. Saying those words and actually meaning them. I said them before, but never with such fervor and such honesty. I say to the judge, I need help. Judge agrees that judge is going to give me help. Kind of makes a mockery out of it for me, kind of cracks some jokes, but in the end, actually sends me to a rehab. So here I go into this rehab, Hunter. I've been in this rehab now for a few months. Things seem to be going well, Hunter. Things seem to be going very well. I'm receiving help. I'm working my steps. I'm working with the sponsor. I'm attending meetings daily. I'm working a job. I'm actually a contributing member of society. I'm actually a contributing member of the workforce. Whew. I ended up finishing this rehab over a year. I ended up staying sober the entire time, which was a year I was there. I'm getting out of it, and I'm thinking to myself, something at that rehab was taking place. There was some sort of magical shift, if you will, that had taken place. We'll continue on this. So I find myself, Hunter, in rehab for a year. I get out. I stay close. The first 6 months, I really wasn't too close to beings. First 6 months, I'm out. I have my own apartment. I kind of do my own thing. I'm not drinking and using, but I'm kind of like, oh, meetings later. I don't need meetings right now. I'm okay right now. Talk some other time later. At some point, my self-will run right came to a halt as well. At some point, I can no longer just run on Mark and Mark alone. I can't get Mark by just Mark's thinking or Mark's views or Mark's opinions on things. So I find myself back in AA, back into the meetings, and here I am. A few years into it, things seem to be going very, very well, Hunter. Sobriety, and I don't. And my
let me stop for one moment.
Sure.
In terms of just following you, at this point, when you before you go back, when you were up the tree, were you still running drugs for the cartels or whatever?
No. When I'm in the tree, at that point, even that job I was not able to maintain. So
okay,
no.
So they had let you go from that. You okay, whatever. You got out of that. You were no longer doing that. Okay, all right. Okay. I just want okay. Good. That's good.
Yeah.
So
I was longer able to. Punctuality was not in my vocabulary.
Okay.
So
yeah, sure. So
here I go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm in sobriety. I'm a few years into it. Things are still very hard, Hunter. Things are still very hard. I'm still having great difficulty dealing with life on life's terms.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself angry, mad, agitated, lonely, tired, all of the above so often, so regularly that, God, it took a long time, Hunter. It took a long time for me to get whatever it is that AA or the program teaches or incorporates. At times, I still don't got it. At times, Hunter, I don't have a freaking clue about any of it works. I just know that it works. Here I am a few years into it. Fast forward 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. We've all heard the term, I'm just doing time to get time. Here I am 15 years later. 15 years later without a drink or a drug on my body, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. There are times in which sobriety is easy. There are times in which life appears to be easy. And there are times when it appears to be downright, oh God, undoable. undoable, unrealistic. With the help of the 12 steps, with the help of sponsorship, just by staying connected for this alcoholic and this addict, just the fact of staying connected to something other than myself is why it works for me.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way in a million years I could have figured anything like this on my own. No way. Last night, I'll give you an example. Last time I'm sitting there at a place that I donate some time to, when a gentleman comes up to me and he says, I know you from the room, such and such, such. How are you? I says, I'm well. He says, I enjoy what you have to say. He says, will you sponsor me? I first haven't asked to sponsor anybody in quite some time since the COVID took place. I've not been asked to sponsor someone in quite some time. And he says to me, I always like what you have to say, Mark. And he goes into detail about some of my shares, which I thought was awesome. But the fact that he said, I need help and I can't do this alone. I said, holy smokes. I said, you're much further along in your sobriety than I was in my sobriety at this point in time. Because, of course, he's not sober, still drinking, using. But just the fact that he could come up so openly and so honestly and so obviously clear to him whatever it is he felt he needed to do or for him to stay sober was a mind-blowing experience. The fact that he said, I need help, blew my mind, blew my freaking mind. It's been hard. It's been very, very hard. Hunter, it's been very hard. It's been painful. It's been difficult times. It's been downright ugly. But at the end of the day, it's been very, very doable. At the end of the day, Hunter, it's been very, very doable and very pleased because every day is not some sort of like, every day's not happy, joyous, and free. But there are rewards at the end of every day, provided I stay sober. There are little rewards. But there are little rewards at the end of every day, provided I stay sober and stay clean long enough to receive them, be open up and willing to accept them.
What are some of the rewards?
What are some of the rewards are not having no regrets of what I did that day. There were so many times throughout my days, throughout my life, that I just wanted to go back and change it all. There's so many times I yelled at somebody yelled at me. Sometimes I stole things. God, when I look back on a Hunter, I don't know how somebody did it. How they didn't kill me. I lied, stole, cheated every single person I could. The fact that I'm still here today to actually talk about it, mind-blowing. Rewards are not having no regrets when you lay down at night, part of it. Waking up the next morning, I know hangovers, a lot more money in my pocket. I can deal with whatever life throws me these days. I can deal, no matter how tough or how hard. And I buried my mom in sobriety. I buried quite a few people very close to me in sobriety. It was like I've been put to the test. It's all very doable, provided I get out of the way.
Okay. All right, I want to shift gears. Okay, thank you for sharing your journey, some of your journey. Okay, so I want to shift gears, and I want to go in. I want to pretend for a moment.
Okay.
So I want to pretend you're a superhero. Mark is a superhero. What's your superpower?
Patience.
You're a superhero and your superpower is patience. Okay. What's your kryptonite? Alcohol? You know kryptonite is, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lying
Lying.
is my kryptonite.
Lying is okay. That's good.
Every single one of my drinks or drugs always started off with a lie. They always started off, Stephen, with some sort of lie, some sort of me trying to make something out that really wasn't happening. Every single one of my moments where I picked up and I used started off with a lie.
What's the single most important thing you've learned about yourself in the rooms of recovery from being? Yeah,
that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one, Stephen. Oh God, that's a good one. Oh God, that's a good one. What have I learned about Mark?
The most important thing you've learned about yourself. You've learned about Mark from doing this work.
Oh. that I, including everybody else around me, is absolutely 100% blessed. Gratefulness, I believe, Steve, is probably the best thing to say. Gratefulness. The fact that I'm blessed, everybody around me is blessed. The fact that I actually have a conversation with a human being is a miracle. The fact that I have 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 eyes, absolute miracle. But I have to say, I say just the fact that gratefulness. I think the gratefulness.
Gratefulness. Okay. What's the worst thing that's happened to you because of your addiction?
I broke my mom's heart. I broke her heart. I let her down. I let myself down. Would by far be the biggest. Everything else people seem to get over or get through, are done to them or done to them. But with my mom, just seeing my mom's look of disappointment in her eye, seeing how heartbroken she was, seeing how much she cried, how much stress, how many sleepless nights she had as a result of my actions, I believe is probably the most, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Is your mother still living?
No, she passed away, Stephen. Passed away, Hunter, 2010.
Okay. We all have a purpose in life, and something that we can a difference we can make. To make the difference in this world that only you, Mark, can make. What about you needs to change? If you're going to make the difference that only you can make, what about you needs to change?
Being more tolerant. Be more tolerant of others and others' points of views and others' opinions on things. Because at the end of the day, there's no wrong, there's no right, there's just opinions. And I'm learning that. I'm still learning that. There's no wrong, there's no rights, there's just opinions. I would say, yeah, being respectful of people's opinions. I think probably tolerance for me is probably the biggest thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any doubts you can do it? Can you make that change?
I could. With a lot of work, a lot of patience, a lot of meditating, a lot of prayer, a lot of practice. Yes, I can. Yes, sir, I can.
What? That's good to hear that. But what's at stake? Let's say you don't change. Let's say you don't. What's at stake? What's not going to happen unless you do it? What's at stake? What do you got on the line? That's
probably my sanity. Probably my sanity, Hunter. Probably my status. Probably the worst thing I make at stake. Probably my sanity. The fact that I won't be able to be connected with things, aware of things. Probably my insanity. Probably my sanity. Yeah. Hunter, I'm gonna open the window up real quick. Excuse me, real quick. Let me open the window. It's a little bit hot in here. Excuse me. It got really hot in here. Okay, I'm back. It just got really, really hot, so I put the air conditioner on me.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, no, I don't see my sanity.
Yeah, no problem. Your sanity. Given all that you've been through, what's your, I call it your in spite of dream for your life? In spite of everything you've been through, what dream do you still hold for your life? You can't change the past, but in spite of the past, what's your dream?
My dream, Hunter, is that if I can affect the world a little bit better than I left it, if I can affect one person's life in a positive manner, just one person's life by one thing I did or didn't do, then essentially for me, that's a victory. For me, it's a victory if I can affect someone's life that for whatever reason, however long that turn or that different choice they made or different, what have you, is taking place as a result of coming in contact with me, just one person for one moment, and that's kind of I'll take that as a victory.
For the rest of your life. That's all you. That's.
Yeah, the fact that I can make the world a little bit better than I left it would be my absolute goal. Yes.
And so 10, 20, let's say you live another 20 years, the 30 years, 40,
yeah. Yeah.
I got that. But what do you want to do if God graces you another 50 years on this earth? What do you want to do?
I would like to travel to Africa. I would like to be amongst lots and lots of wildlife. I'm very blown away about our wildlife. I would love to be a part of a child's life, no matter what age that may be. It's a part of helping someone grow and develop.
Do you want children? You want children?
That's a good one, Gunter. For me, it's kind of a catch-22. I do, but I don't. I like other people's kids as opposed to me having them. No, I don't want kids, to be honest with you, Hunter. I don't want kids. I love them, but I'm okay just it being marked by the way just marked. Yeah, I just like kids. I like being around them. Another goal I would say of mine, motivate somebody at some point. Somebody's motivated as a result of something I did, something I said. Motivation for me, motivation into someone else, probably be a big one for me.
Okay. This is kind of the our first, now concluding our first badass talk. So anything else you want the audience to know about who this band Mark is? Anything else those are.
I would say, Hunter, if anyone listening to me out there, anyone following this, anyone who has given their time for this,
speak to the audience.
I feel so blessed and so privileged and so honored that you all allow me this platform. I am blown away. I thank you for this. This has been awesome. I would say, if I could say anything to anybody out there, life is good. Life is hard. Life is difficult. Life is challenging. Although life is doable, it is reasonable, it is possible, provided I don't do this alone.
Oh. What does that mean? Say more.
And that being life in general, not just substance or alcohol abuse. It means anything in life, whatever it is that I'm going through life, whatever it is I think I got into control, I got this. With the help of somebody else or someone else's shoulder, just with someone else to talk to bounce things off of, makes it so much easier. My best advice out there would be to anybody. I do my best not to give advice, but my best words of wisdom or what have you would be true to thy own self. At the end of the day, I'm not going to give advice and say love everybody, because that's just not possible. It's not realistic, not for me. It's nice. It's a nice theory to think about. Like everybody, it's beautiful, but for me, it's not realistic. For me, the most realistic thing I can share with anybody out there is to thy own self be true.
What does that mean to you? I know the saying, but what does that really mean to you? What do you break? We got a few minutes. Break that down. What is it? What do you? That's a nice saying, but what does that mean to you?
That means by no's mean no, and my yes means yes. It's kind of it means if I'm not comfortable with something, I'm not comfortable with it. If I am, I am. Do my best to create boundaries, but at the same time not alienate myself, because that's a hard one. So I can push people away by me saying no. But at the end of the day, I think to their own self be true means whatever it is I'm comfortable with, to be honest with you, whatever it is I'm comfortable with, provided I'm not harming nobody else. Be true to that own self. Just kind of, if you feel in your heart, you feel like it's something you want to do, you feel passionate about it, please pursue it, whatever that may be. If you don't feel passionate, you don't feel like it's something that you're drawn to, then please don't do it to people please. That people pleasing is very, very self-destructive. And I'm still learning that.
What if it's illegal?
I'm a firm believer that I won't sell weed. Because head schools that illegal considered to who? You know, we all have our own morals and compasses that we live by, our own things that we deem acceptable, not acceptable.
So you're not gonna go there.
I'm not gonna go there. I love you, Hunter, but I can't.
I'm just want to see what.
Hey, you never know. I might have, but didn't they?
Yeah, just we'll see what lane we're in. Okay, all right, all right, yeah. So no, that's good. So, so this is our what kind of concludes our because we had part one, part two of this conversation. So kind of two-part badass talk one. What I want to do next time is I want to begin to look at some questions around some of the issues you've raised of what has been driving you before you got in the rooms. What are some of the drivers? What are some things that I just kind of let you share your story, but now I want to kind of do a deeper dive into kind of some of the motivations. What was some of the drivers that was pushing you that have been part of your story. That we just kind of really kind of get into your story. So what I'll do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What I'll do is so I kind of this was kind of free flowing. But what I want to do next time is I want to send you the questions in advance.
Okay.
So I want you to be comfortable. We don't want you. We're not trying to catch you. Got you. Anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'll let you know what I'll send it to you and.
Okay.
So you can think about some things you want to share with the audience in terms of
beautiful. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this was easy for I assume because it was just you telling your story. So
yes.
Yeah. So but as we go, I'll let you know what's coming.
Okay.
Are they coming at you that out of left field and you're uncomfortable? Okay.
Okay.
So let's plan to. Is this a good time? This is a good time.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Can we just reschedule for next week, same time?
Absolutely. Yes.
And again, this time, not it's
okay.
Be at this time. Okay, next week.
Okay. All right. Next week that'll work.
All right, man. Well, listen, thank you, Mark, for completing the first badass talk. Appreciate you, man. You really great stuff again. You blessed us. Okay.
So, thank you, Hunter. It's been a pleasure, honor. Everybody out there, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for letting me be part of your lives. I hope to hear from you all very soon.
Okay. God bless you, brother.
Thank you, Hunter. God bless you too.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.